What's up?
No.
Welcome back.
So?
2 years
Oh,
later.
wait.
The
Okay,
professionally
I'm
irrelevant.
speak-
Oscar, you ruined it! Who was it that kept doing it last time?
Talking during his intro.
Who was it? I ended up... You know what? I'm gonna keep this in. I'm keeping this in. To expose you, Oscar. But last time, I had to
I didn't-
move to a
I
different...
didn't even know you were starting.
Last time, I had to move to
Oh,
a
yeah.
different voice channel because you idiots kept talking over my intro.
Yeah, because we didn't care.
Anyway.
Like, I'm doing the intro.
Anyway.
Our motto is zero cooperation, 100% procrastination. That's
Alright.
Alright, no more.
Anyway.
Intro's over, let's start, please.
Welcome back. It's been... How long? Long enough.
Too long.
We're back.
We've matured. Sonny doesn't sound like
Yeah,
a
Sonny doesn't sound like a
4-year-old child anymore.
little girl anymore. And today, on this installment of the Professionally Irrelevant podcast, we'll be telling stories about
Random
random
shit.
shit that has happened in the
It's been fun.
600 years since we've made the last podcast.
Yeah, I
So
was a
sit
Girl
back.
Scout selling
So-
raisin cookies, and now I'm a Girl Scout selling chocolate chip cookies.
So,
Moved up in the world.
yep. Alright, anyway, so sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Lads,
Marcus.
I'll kick it off with this one.
Kick it off for us, yes indeed.
Righto. Let me set the scene.
Oh, my fucking throat.
I'm at home. Just hanging out. My dad walks in and he goes, "Hey, state's going into lockdown." And I'm like, "Well, shit." So
Yeah, that's
he
about
goes,
how everyone felt.
"I've got to dump
Yeah.
you back at your mum's because I don't know how long
Dump
you're going to
you?
be stuck here." So I was like, "Yeah." I got to take you back at your mum's. I don't know if you're going to be stuck here, and we can't really have you here because it's not safe. And I'm like, "Okay." So we packed our bags. We got dropped off back at my mum's house, and turns out she ain't home.
Oh.
So what I did, normally there's just a key. There's a spare key. So we went to that. We went to go find the key. I lift up the key. I lift up the thing that the key's under. Grab the key. Put it in the door. Doesn't fucking work. Doesn't unlock the door.
Oh,
it
that's
just
not
won't work.
good.
And I'm like, well then, that's a problem. But then Dad's like, it's okay, I'll just leave. So he leaves. And I'm locked outside of my house.
It's a solution to every.
Exactly.
Just let someone else figure it out for themselves.
Yeah.
Their problem, not your problem.
So then we tried the front door, tried the back door. Now there is one way into my house that is sometimes available unless we lock the thing.
Yeah,
But
that's how
sometimes
most
there is
doors
a
are.
specific window that isn't locked. But it's generally locked. But sometimes it is left unlocked. So I thought, okay, I'll just unlock that so I can break into my own house and unlock the door from the inside. Because I've done this before. I've done this at least 3 times before. I've gone into this
Dude.
window.
That little
That's
scenario that
disappointing.
you put out sounded a bit like this scene in Scooby-Doo, right? Where they're trapped in this thing, and the dude is coming into they're trapped in this building, and this dude's come into the room, and Shaggy's gone and thrown the key out the window. So what they do is they jump out the window, get the key, run back inside, unlock the door from the inside, and then run out of the house.
Oh my god.
Thanks for that.
They should
Anyway.
Scooby Doo Velma because she does like 90% of the detective.
Anyway, continue.
Right.
I just called you gay, Sonny.
Yeah.
So this
Not lying.
window just so happens to be facing the road. So what happened was I went up to the window and I popped the flash screen off, and I start yanking on the window, and it wouldn't open. And I notice in the reflection of the window there is a white car behind me.
Someone about it.
Van or car?
Just a car, just like an SUV. I turn
There is
around
a van
and
to
it
the right.
speeds off.
Get in the
And I
van.
thought, well, that looks a little suspicious, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So
Get in the
eventually, we try the back door again because the window wasn't working. Turns out it was unlocked. I could get in. I go into the house, lock the door. All is good. I'm home. Put my stuff down. I'm hungry, so I'm like, I'm gonna go make some toast. So I start making toast. It pops. I'm putting my spread on, and then I hear like an engine outside. I look to my left, and there is a police car in my driveway. And I'm like, huh, that's not
That's not usually.
it's not convenient, you see. And I thought to myself, well, fuck, I know exactly why they're there. That white car I saw must have called the police. So these two big burly guys come out of the car.
Thick as fuck.
These people are like 6'4".
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, God.
It was this guy and this other lady. They step out. They're both taller than me, and it was terrifying. And they knock on the door, and I couldn't open the front door because the lock was messed up and it wouldn't open. And they were like, "We're gonna need you to open the door and step outside." And we're like, "I can't open the door. It won't unlock." Which, you know, obviously is more suspicious because, you know, I don't have the key because it's not my house.
Please come through the window.
Side note.
Instead.
Side note. I'm wearing full black.
Oh my god.
Black hoodie.
I could have bet that far.
Dude, they
yeah,
see white teenagers in hoodies, they're like, oh my god.
Yeah. So I was like, I can meet you around the back, and he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go out the back. If you go out the back and meet us out the front, then that'll be good. So I was like, okay, I'll go do that. So I ran out the back, and they were standing real far back away from the back door.
Out of shotgun range.
No, they didn't have their guns out, but one of them.
No, out of your shotgun range.
Down on their side. Just
Out of the
in
range
case.
of your shotgun, Marcus.
Oh yeah, I didn't have to whip that out. I thought it would be an easy job. So they come out and they're like,
Tough talk,
at this
bro.
point,
Fellow
they
from
came in
Pump
one of
Shop
those cars
distance.
that has the big iron door on the back of it. So I'm like, I'm gonna get arrested and thrown in the back of a car and taken to a police station. The problem. But they're like,
Yeah, it is.
you got any ID on you? And I'm like, I mean, I've got a school ID, but it's inside. And they were like, well, can we come in? And I'm like, sure, you can come in. So I go inside, I run into my room, grab my ID, which is why I think they believed that it was my house, because I went into this room to specifically grab my ID. I walk out, I give him my ID, and he checks it, and he's like, cool, so now he knows where I go to school, meaning he could have complained. I don't know. And I just had to sit there and explain to him why he saw me wearing full black trying to break into my own house, and I had to convince him that it was my house. So that was fun. I was convinced I was going to end up in handcuffs that day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But-
that sounds
Running
like a
with the
scary
police.
story.
It's not good.
They promptly left, and then I ate my toast.
Was it cold? Was it cold?
What topping
Yeah,
did you
man.
have
It's
on the
important.
toast?
What was,
more
what
I
was the toast?
More
What
importantly,
was-
what kind of toast?
Yeah.
It was Vegemite toast.
It was Vegemite toast. What would you-
what
Do you have
legend.
some whole wheat? Have some whole wheat like some loser? Or was it white?
It was white. We
Dang.
ran out of whole wheat.
Man gets
enough.
good bread.
And then I had a Milo after it too, so it was
Oh
worth
my
it.
god. This is just like, what a day. The cops come to your house. You break into your own house.
I was sweating.
Have
dude.
a
I was
Milo.
freaking out.
You drank the whole Milo in like 2 seconds, but you're shaking it all around.
I
Hands
was-
shaky.
I
Niggas
remember the look I gave, like, because before they came to the front door, obviously my brother was there, and I remember just looking at him and saying, "Yeah, this is me," because they came in saying that someone called that there was a kid wearing full black trying to break into a house. I'm like, right, they weren't even looking for us; they were specifically looking for me.
Everyone.
Yeah,
I
I
have-
looked so suspicious. I turned around with a fly screen in my hand, and there's this white car, and they're just looking at me.
No, it's the bot.
We're not.
Mute.
I can't believe you 7 muted the bot before I got to meme. Are you serious?
Me, because I'm not stupid.
Have you ever used meme as a verb again? Because I will shoot you 76 times.
You know what?
Well,
Anyway, who's telling the next story? Who's
That
telling
was,
the
that,
next
that
story?
was indignified.
It was completely dignified. You said you'd shoot me 76 times, so I made you leave my chat. Anyway,
That's fair.
anyway, who's telling? You know,
next
Oscar.
story.
Oscar, it's your turn.
My turn.
We drew
okay.
straws 5 minutes ago.
No, we didn't.
And now it's your turn.
We-
Shut up. It's your turn.
We struggled.
Shut
We
up.
Oh, okay.
literally did none
Shut-
of that.
Shut
Yeah.
up. Shut up.
No,
Your turn.
we struggled.
Uh,
Okay.
Your lord decrees it.
So this is a while ago. This happened like 2 years ago, maybe a year
It
and a half.
was about a year ago. It was around this time last year.
Yeah, okay. Well, so I'm not going to be able to retell the story amazing, but
We'll
Anyway, here we
add
go.
any details that
yeah.
you forget.
Alright,
Do not
so
fear.
this was back when we used to bully Sonny, and we took it one day.
Yeah, stop.
There was this window
What do you
open.
mean used to?
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Right, sorry, yeah. So one day we were bullying Sonny, and we took his shoes.
As you do.
Oh, we did that.
Yeah, and
I forgot
there
that
was this window
part.
open. So what he suggested was that we balance them in the window and see what would happen.
So stupid.
It was not very smart, but yeah. So we did that, and they didn't fall in to the room, which we found out was locked later on. But yeah. So if they had fallen in, they would have been rips on his shoes. But so later at lunch, the window was still open. So we decided, well, a couple of them have decided, screw it, we're gonna put Sonny's shoe in the room. So they went to the room, they put Sonny's shoe in the room, and Sonny whined like a little bitch. And we couldn't. We had to go in and get them, which Luke did, which was not very good, because in the room,
Small boy.
yeah, Luke's like 2 foot, but
So they had to shoot
Yeah,
him on
he's
into
like-
the
He
window.
It's
would
like-
smack you if he heard you say that.
I know.
He's probably gonna hear when I
He will.
upload this, and I'm not
He's
editing that
gonna
out. Luke,
smack
it's your.
you.
I mean,
I'd
Oscar,
rather
it's
you
time
ha-
to
I'd
do
rather-
it.
This is your opportunity.
Edit it in.
This week back
But,
at school, he's like, he said I'm 2 foot. What about this 2 foot arm? And then he shoots you a straight one.
He
What about
wobbled
this? Anyway.
over with his
What
2
about this?
feet.
I'll show you 2 feet. Just whips out his cock.
Alright.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Please edit that
Back
out.
to 4th century.
no, I'm gonna keep my terrible joke, which no one laughed at, in.
Okay.
Anyway, stop
So-
talking. Stop. We're breaking the fourth wall. We can't do that.
What'd I do?
Shut up. Keep telling the story.
Okay. None of that happened. So Luke was in the room. He got Sonny's shoe. He gave it to Sonny, and then he saw that there was a room connected to this room, and he tried it. When he tried to open it, he found out it was locked, and he was not very happy.
So at
So
this
he
point,
went down. Oh yeah, go Sonny.
at this point, a small crowd had congregated outside.
No,
I think it was
yeah,
more
yeah,
than
there
a small
was-
crowd.
It was
They
like
had
it was like 5 or 6 people at
They
the
had their
time.
eyes looking up and
Yeah, because
people-
Luke was
someone
just in this room that was locked.
And then
like,
I was playing my role as
Good job.
step ladder.
yeah,
I was playing
I'm
my
just
role as
boosting
watch
people,
out
man.
so we don't get caught.
yeah. I mean, Marcus was just watching a laughing halt this entire time, but
I was in tears for a good like 20 minutes. It was
Yeah.
It was
anyway, everyone shut up.
crying. You're sad.
Oscar, are you
Okay.
gonna continue telling the story, or are you just gonna
Sorry,
be...
sorry. Okay. Where was I? Okay, so Luke tried to open the door. It was locked. Luke, he is very determined. He wanted to get into that room. So he looked down, and coincidentally there was a vent right at his feet. And this vent had the vent cover leaning on it. It had been unscrewed and taken off. So Luke, being Luke, moved it and decided he was going to try and get in the vent. And we watched from the window as he crawled all the way through the vent into this locked room.
There's a
And
video of it.
he just disappeared. He disappeared for 15
You
minutes.
could
He didn't
not
come out.
walk
It was
stand in
so
the
long.
present. He would get out, and no one would know where he went. I remember specifically looking in the window, seeing him just walking around in there, and then I look away for about 30 seconds, and I come back, and he's just gone.
Yeah,
And then he pokes his head out the vent and just waves.
No, he didn't poke his head out the vent. He was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he couldn't. Oh, really? He
Yeah,
could
he
turn
was
around.
kind
in
of-
there?
Yeah, he poked his head out.
Didn't he get
yeah.
stuck?
He got stuff coming out.
Yeah, and then someone went in
anyway,
there and took a photo of him in there.
Yeah,
Because Jaden
because he was
thought-
in the vent and he was. One sec.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he was
I'll-
in the
no,
vent
he
and
cut
got
out.
stuck.
so he's in the vent, and there's videos being taken, and people
Alright,
get it.
can you guys just wait a minute, please? I
Yeah.
gotta go do something. I'll be back.
Oh, no,
So
we're
there's
just gonna
people coming
continue
into the
telling
room.
story.
People coming into the room, and you can see now the crowd's getting larger. This is a big thing. People on campus are being told about this, and this is the junior campus, so like everyone's just they're waiting for that drama. If you go looking for a story, you're probably going to get one. So
Exactly.
this one kid comes in. I can't remember his name, but he was a big dude.
Wasn't it Lockie?
Lockie something.
Lockie
um,
something.
And he
The
comes
kid,
in.
this is the same kid that later I smashed a metal water bottle into his tooth and chipped it, but we don't talk about that.
That was.
Yeesh. Anyway,
I remember that.
so he comes in. He jumps through the window, and he runs out. When a teacher walks by, he runs out of the door, and on his way out, smashes the glass. Completely destroyed. Now, little did we
didn't he
know.
try
No,
to
no.
shut the door
He
behind
tried
him?
to shut
Oh,
the
yeah.
door. He tried to shut the
He
door
ran
on
out.
someone.
He slammed the door and it broke.
He tried to shut
Slammed
the
the
door
door.
on someone, and they like tried to stop it, but ended up punching the window and breaking the glass.
Yeah.
Because there was two people in there. There was this little nerdy short kid with glasses, and then there was the kid who's there was good old Chiptooth.
Yeah.
Who I can't remember their name.
So that's how it happened. Little did we know at the time there was security footage that was in that room, and there was teachers outside, and they were all coming around, and they're like, "Okay, everyone, shut it down, you stupid kids! You've broken a window. You
Yeah.
forced entry into a
By that point, I
classroom
think
during lunchtime."
by that point,
So
me, Oscar, and Harrison had like gone full Mission Impossible and snuck the fuck out of there.
you had vacated the area.
We had
And
vacated.
then
They
the
broke the
premises.
window and everyone went. The
Some
crowd
people-
dispersed very quickly.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
that I didn't actually get caught. Like, the only
We'll get
people
to that.
who
We'll
got
get to
The
that.
caught.
only person was Lockie
It was Lockie, you, and Luke.
and Luke. So
And
got
you
caught
and Luke
because
skipped.
You went out to like print something and walked into Grizzly.
Yeah.
yeah, yes, Mr. Grizzy
Good old
walked past me, and he's like, "Man, I saw you. You were caught, but I never went into that room. I was
He
just
never.
chilling outside the
He
door. I
was too
getting a
short to get in. He tried but couldn't even.
Yeah, because my shoes were in there. So I'm like, man, let me get up here, but I couldn't get it. So, and then I was arrested. I was detained. I was executed, and no one else.
Meanwhile,
Not Jaden
I'm.
Thorne, not the short dude with the glasses or whatever.
Meanwhile, the
No one else.
step ladder is waiting on the school oval, looking over all of this madness and chuckling.
Yeah.
That was.
So it's shut down. It's cold, and the classroom it was shut down because the window was blocked.
It was one of, I think it was the drama classroom, wasn't it? It was the,
I think so. It
was the
second
drama
room.
classroom, but the one where you did all your prac stuff in.
That's a rip for the drama kids.
Yeah.
All
They
right,
had a
and
broken window.
that's the end of that one. That's the end of the
Yeah,
chapter
that's the end of
school.
that story. It was a happy ending for me, a sad ending for Sunny.
Did we ever talk about Shell?
Oh no,
Ah, yes. Alright.
I'm
Because
going to take this one.
I have
You
shelf.
should tell this
I have
one.
shelf here. This is a great story. A story of a
What about
heist that was
heist?
better than Ocean's 11. This would
Not
be.
nearly as confusing as Ocean's
This
11.
would. What do you mean confusing? Are you like retarded or something?
Okay, I'm back. What's
Pretty
happening?
We just finished the story and now we're talking about the legendary shelf heist.
Oh, yeah, I thought about this.
Yes, I have this shelf currently sitting on the floor in my garage right now. Anyway, this is a
Hey.
story of a heist that was better than Ocean's 11. So, the beginning of this story, let me set the scene. So, it was first period, period 1. and we were sitting in our English classroom. And I was pretty bored at this point. It was like 5 minutes. I was bored as fuck. And tired. So I
Was this
decided
before or after the spoons?
This is
this
Um,
is
this would be
the
after
spoons are a
spoons.
completely different story. Anyway,
Spoons are an addiction.
spoons aside, behind me there's this shelf. So I think, oh, is there something interesting I can fiddle with on the shelf? So I look behind and I see that one of the shelves is missing, and it's leaning up against the side of like the entire unit. So I grabbed this shelf and I just start like cuddling it, essentially hugging it like you'd hug a body pillow, sitting in my chair, just kind of staring down the teacher, waiting for him to notice that I have this shelf in my possession. And so then our teacher, for privacy reasons, I suppose we're going to call him Mr. Wick.
Teacher.
Mr. Wick. We're going to call him
Oh, yeah,
Mr. Wick
Mr. Wick.
because this
You're
man,
not hiding anything by
he
saying that.
looks like John Wick. Anyway, so Mr. Wick, he's looking at me now. He's seen me. He's seen the shelf, and he goes,
What the hell?
"What the fuck are you doing?" Right? He didn't say what. Anyway, so he tells me to put the shelf away, and reluctantly I do. So then we're doing this activity. This is about 20 minutes later. We're doing this activity, and I've been plotting over this time how to steal that shelf. But I couldn't figure out a way to do it on my own. So I turned to the table.
Gathered the lad.
I gathered the lads.
Yeah, we had a CRT this day, which is the
the-
only reason we could do
The
it.
Akatsuki was assembled, and I went, right, I'm taking that shelf. And so we devised a plan.
It is happening.
We devised a plan, and we spent this entire period devising a plan to steal a plank of wood.
No,
Just a period of valuable
As
time.
arbitrary as that sounds.
Anyway, so eventually we come up with this amazing plan. So Marcus and Oscar and Sonny, they're gonna go distract the teachers. They're gonna
No, it was just Marcus
It
and
was me
Sonny.
and Sunny.
I
that
know, Marcus and
Yeah, I
Sonny
helped
are
you
gonna
on
go
shelf.
distract the teachers.
Covered.
And then they were gonna go distract them, make sure they didn't see me take the shelf. So at the end of the period, I pick up the shelf, and Oscar is body blocking me from the teacher's view. And so I run away. I run outside and put this shelf in the classrooms that we were in. They were like portable classrooms, so they had gaps in between them. In between these gaps is where I stored shelf for the day, because it was, again, only period 2, so I had to last the entire day having hidden
It was
shelf.
like in between and under.
In between and under. I had hidden it so well. And then,
But-
fast forward to the end of the day, I get my bag, I pack my shit, and I go to between the classrooms. Shelf is still there. I pick him up, and I walk out of the school across the oval like Andre carrying his keyboard with my plank of wood.
Oh god, that was such an endeavor.
It was quite the endeavor for a shelf, but to this day I still have him, and I did use him as a pedal board for a bit, but
Those days are over.
those days are over.
He's now the wood is just leaning up against a shelf.
It's
in
not
his
even
garage
leaning. It's in
instead of
the.
a classroom.
It's sitting on the carpet.
Alright.
But yeah, that
Well-
is the story of my shelf. I will tell the story of the time where I thought I was getting
I
the
still
car
gotta go in
robbed.
4 minutes, bro.
Well, do you wanna?
We'll just keep going without him.
We'll
Yeah,
go
we'll
on
just keep
without
going
you,
without
Sonny.
Anyway,
Yeah, go on
Fuck
with
you.
that, lad.
you've been here.
Contribute.
You've contributed your time. Anyway.
No, yes, he's contributed jack shit.
He
Well,
literally
yeah, he
told
did.
that
He
story.
told the rest of your story, Oscar, when you.
By the way,
when you
Hunter,
left.
you better not
And
edit
any
this
of you
so
could have
that
done that.
so that
thing.
any of the stuff talking about
No.
the podcast is still in the podcast, because that is meta as hell. And
Shut
also,
up.
it's not
Anyway,
Yeah.
anyway,
it's not good content, bro.
anyway.
Listen, your mic's cutting out. I can't wait for your internet to cut out, and then you just leave. It'll be
It's
very
not internet. My sister's got to write an essay.
an essay, and you have to go watch her write a fucking essay.
No.
She
Yeah,
uses
no.
this computer.
Does she not have
Oh,
her
she
own
needs a
computer?
computer. No, Sunny doesn't have his own.
Oh,
Reasoning is important. Okay,
fuck your reasoning.
but I must go now. I must depart, ladies.
Alright, whatever. Anyway,
See the
Bye.
finished product. Never. Goodbye.
get the fuck out of here. Anyway,
We never wanted him anyway. so-
yeah, we didn't want him anyway. This podcast is better with just 3 of us.
I need the overrated member.
Yeah, he's definitely overrated. Alright, now that we finished.
Sunny's not even rated.
Okay, alright. I'll just let you talk shit about Sunny for a little bit and then I'll continue.
Oh, hell yeah,
the story.
okay. Stupid ass
I'm,
dude.
I'm keeping every single bit of this in though.
Yes, it'd be very funny for Sunny to listen to. But he's a stupid.
Sonny, I
head
hope you're
dude.
listening. Alright.
You better listen
I hope
to
you
every
listen
single
good and
insult
listen
you call your
hard.
life.
You listen here, bucko. I got a word to say. I got a bone to pick with you. You
You're
see,
annoying
Sonny,
as frick. That's it.
You really grind my gears.
Is that all
My-
you have to
if
say?
you could see my gears right now, oh, they'd be a grinded. I'll tell you that much. Alright,
I do
don't
not
wanna
wanna look
talk
at your
about it.
gears.
Next story.
That's all
Next
last
story. I
thing.
don't want to talk about it.
Alright,
Move
anyway,
on.
okay, next story. So this
Yeah.
is the night where I thought that I was gonna have my mum's car stolen.
Gang fight.
Turns out there's an even bigger plot twist at the end, but we will save that for the end. So, there was one night, I was sitting in my room, what was I doing? I think I was watching Attack on Titan. And I was...
Leave.
Shut up!
We have the right to say that.
Just for some insight viewers, his Discord name is Weeblet. Continue.
Fuck you. Anyway, I was sitting in my hobbit hole. I was watching Attack on Titan, and I hear this knock on my door. On this, I have this games room essentially in my garage, right? So I hear this knock on my garage door, and I hear voices. I can't really make out what they're saying because I've got my headphones on because I'm watching Attack on Titan. Anyway, so I think, oh shit, is that Mum? So what I do, just in case it's not Mum, I grab a like this heavy as fuck walking stick. It's made out of wood, and
Right, just give me a second.
Look in general, please. Take a minute to look in general.
and
Oh my god.
okay. Anyway, so I go inside my house and I look out the front window and I see there's this dude dressed in all black, and he's sitting on a motorcycle, right? I haven't opened the door yet, and so I decide, you know what the best idea I can think of right now is? I'm going to go tell my 12-year-old brother, who can do probably jack shit against a motorcyclist, about the motorcyclist sitting out the front of my house. So
Nice move.
I go and I do that, and I go into my bedroom in where I have 2 pool cues, and I give him one of the pool cues and say, "Take this, stay behind me."
Oh, yourself.
So then I walk back to the front door and I see the guy. He's on his phone. So I think, righto, this is probably a good time to confront this man. So I open my door and I poke my head out, and by this point, I don't look my age. I look a bit older, which has probably helped me in the end. So I go out. I look outside. I looked outside. He was shining he had his headlight shining towards the door. So I look out the front and I go, "G'day, mate. You're right." And he was struggling to start his motorcycle by this point. He looked like he was struggling. And he looks up, he hears my voice, he looks up and goes, "Yeah, I'm right, mate." And so I go, "Righto, cool, see you later." And I close the door and he just skirts off. He fucks off. So then I decide, so then in the morning I tell my mum.
Wait, there's more.
So then in the morning I tell my mum about the situation, and she goes, she gets all mad at me. She goes, "Oh, why'd you do that? You could have gotten hurt, yada yada yada," you know, mum stuff, right? So then I said to her, "Well, I heard someone starting up what sounded like a car, and I thought someone was nicking the car. Turns out it was just a guy on a motorcycle." So then later, the next day after that, my mum has inquired with some neighbours about this. And apparently, in my house before I lived here, we rent, in my house before I lived here, there used to be like a drug dealer, druggo guy, who lived here, and apparently, along with the drug dealing stuff, he also owned a chop shop. So people would come, bring their stolen motorcycles to this house. They would have like been changed the number plates and the retros and stuff, and then sent the motorcycles back into circulation to be like sold or something.
Illegal maneuvers, by the way.
Exactly. So, yeah, it turns out that guy was bringing a stolen motorcycle to my house thinking it was still a chop shop.
Jesus.
And
Poor
I'm still
man.
waiting to this day to be doing some gardening at some point and dig up a bag of drugs.
Oh boy.
Like,
Wouldn't that be an
I
exciting
feel like
day?
that actually might happen. Sadly
Oh,
enough.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you guys hear that?
I might say, what is
What is
that?
that?
That sounds like
Are
that
you
sounds like
hearing
when
it?
you're wearing headphones and someone's like mowing the lawn outside.
My dad's drilling something into the wall.
Ah,
Pretty much the same thing.
who's drilling your mum into the wall? Anyway.
Good one. That was so funny.
I'm the funniest. I'm actually disappointed by that. Sadly, no.
Why?
I don't know.
What should be better?
Alright.
That was an amazing joke.
It
Should be
wasn't.
proud.
You know what's an even better joke? This joke that Ari has posted in the chat about smuggling
Yeah, I know,
water
that's
into
amazing.
Africa.
If anyone, if
Everyone watching now, please, if you've gotten this far, please do us one favor. Apart from slapping that like and subscribe, wish Ari luck
David
smuggling
Butler.
water into Africa.
Apart from slapping that like button.
Shameless plug, I know, but it had to be done.
you didn't have to plug jack shit.
No, it didn't have to be done.
No one's gonna make it this far, Hunter.
Anyway. Also, please subscribe to our band channel, where we have one singular shit quality video
Oh
posted.
yeah, we have a band now. Welcome. We are the Nuts.
Except we're
Shows
changing
all
that
around the
name.
country.
It's too difficult to change the name ourselves, so...
I'm
we'd
gonna
like
look at a random word generator, get
How-
two
how
words,
about-
and
how
that's what
about-
it's gonna be called.
No, how
I'm
about
doing
we...
it.
Let's get some suggestions, actually, first.
Yeah, I'm doing the random word generator now, and until we get good suggestions, that's what our name is
Okay,
gonna be.
yeah,
until then.
our name is going to be whatever the hell
Alright.
Oster comes up with this random word generator.
Alright, Minister Wonder, that's our new band.
Alright, so we're Minister Wonder, unless some of you can come up with anything better.
Brain dead.
Anyway, yeah, so we have this band. Been
We
going
could
on
be
for a bit.
professionally irrelevant.
We could. We actually could. That's not a bad idea.
That is
That's-
not a bad idea.
Oh, I've just made a breakthrough.
Why did we not think of this before?
I don't know, man. That's it.
That's
That is a
good
genuinely
idea.
good idea.
I just
Also,
have
you're not with Marcus.
fucking life
That
bulb
is,
moment.
I think that is one of the smartest things you've said in your entire life.
I
I agree.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm proud of myself.
I am proud of you, Marcus.
I don't hear that a lot, so thanks.
I still find it impossible to be proud of Marcus.
I think I've just made a breakthrough. Genuinely.
It's
Let's talk
not
about
that much pride, but it's pride,
That's
nonetheless.
actually a good idea.
Actually, a decent.
Yeah.
That's original. It's original.
Nice clap.
All right.
Anyway,
His name is Marcus.
we're back from that
Alright.
little setback. Of after Marcus's light bulb moment, we started talking for about 3 minutes. Anyway, so we, other than the band, we're really not doing anything interesting.
Please
We're just
leave
not interesting people.
any songs.
Yeah, we're not interesting
That
people.
you-
Yeah,
If you
please
want-
suggest songs. We
Yeah.
have nothing to do.
We
yeah,
are
we have
in-
nothing to do and nothing to play, and we can't think of songs by ourselves.
Maybe for
So
more
us-
content, we can record and post it here, so you
Why
I
would
need
we
to
post
find
it
out
bless
here?
your ear hole.
No, the reason we have a channel for our band. We made a channel. Go subscribe to
Yeah.
that channel. I'll put a link in the description. Go subscribe
What's
to
the-
our channel. Oscar's gonna have to change the name of it, but that's not important.
Okay, well,
We have
I'll
our
fix that and then I'll change
There you
everything
can
and then
see-
we'll actually upload shit to it.
when we get out of this godforsaken quarantine. then there you can see exclusive recordings of behind the scenes recordings of us rehearsing songs that we've played. At the moment, we only have one for our first song that we played, "Gold on the Ceiling."
There'll be more once we're out of this.
Yeah, once
By
we're
the
out of
way,
this quarantine.
on that topic, how's quarantine treating you guys?
I mean, I've watched a lot of anime, like a
Name
lot.
all of them.
I spend about 10. I spend all of my
I
time inside.
can't
Actually,
name
it's not
all
really.
of them. That's how much I've watched. I might have to open Anime Lab and see, check my watch history.
Let's not do that. Yeah, I've been bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
I genuinely think the only reason I ever leave my house, like willingly, is to go to school. To go to a
Like, for any
or
weebs
to
out there
like,
watching this
play
podcast right now,
basketball.
I'm so bored. I probably, if I wanted to, could have watched the entirety of One Piece by now. Which, for you two uncultured swine, that's 900 plus episodes.
Oh yeah, we're
Well,
uncultured,
like,
are
I know
we?
what that is, but
We're
How
uncultured, are we, Hunter?
Yes, you two are uncultured.
well, in this case, I'm proud.
Are you proud
I'm
to be
happy that I'm
uncultured? I
uncultured. Then.
nearly made you, I nearly convinced you
Don't.
to watch Darling in the Franxx.
Let's not talk about that, okay?
I'd probably convince you. If I got you at a time where you were
Wrong thing.
bored out of your mind to the point where you would do anything to entertain yourself, I could make
Probably,
you.
but I'm not.
Alright,
I am
anyway,
entertaining.
you want to know stuff that I watched recently? Because it's kind of disappointing, considering, let's say, one of my most
Keep
recent
cutting out for
ones.
you.
Yeah, he's cutting out for me.
Yeah, Hunter just cut out like a bunch.
It's okay. He won't be cutting out.
Yeah, I won't be cutting out in the OBS recording, hopefully. But yeah, there's a lot. I'm in the middle of Naruto right now. One of my favorite ones, not in terms of plot, but just because of how stupid it was. It's called Interspecies Reviewers, right? It was not good at all. It was just.
Alright.
It was just no. It's
I know
exactly
what
what
that
it.
is.
It's exactly what it sounds like. There's a bunch of guys.
Really?
There's a bunch
I
of
know what it
guys
is. You know why?
who go around in this place. They essentially go to all these different brothels and review the species that do work there.
Nice.
It's hilarious. And it's so, like, the plot is so... There's no plot. They just go around fucking different species of monster and reviewing them. It's an interesting one. I'll
Alright,
tell you
quick
that.
cut this out. I think anyone wants to know about that.
I'm doing my anime review, alright? And I'm not
Yeah.
cutting this out. It's my...
Important. I bet there's one person out there.
There's always one. There's always one. Alright, well,
Yep,
Oscar,
man.
if you have something more interesting to talk about, how about you enlighten us with what you have that's more interesting to talk about?
Go on, Oscar.
Um,
Oscar's fucking been doing nothing but Master of Puppets. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said
Yeah.
that. Oh,
I know my
Anyway,
guitar. It's fine. It's
we'd
fine,
be
it's
doing
fine, it's
we'd be doing online school, and we'd be in the middle of doing our work, and then bloody Mr. Stephen Tone here comes along and plays Master of Puppets on his acoustic guitar, and it's the most annoying shit ever.
Wait, Marcus, hold on. We better do a collab. I'll be back.
Nice wrong note, idiot.
You threw me off by saying that, alright?
Alright. Well, this clearly isn't going anywhere.
We ready for the collab, Marcus?
Are we collabing? How are we
Yeah,
you,
collab.
okay, Hunter, you gotta count us in so that we start. So,
Okay, alright.
oh wait, no, because wait.
What's the pace? Like,
Well, it's normal pace. You just play
Alright.
the intro and I'll start.
Oh, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
No, you don't have to
No.
count in. You don't have to count in. Just Marcus, stop playing. This is a test by the first one.
Dude, you're both
Wait,
cutting
hold on.
out. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I know how to fix that. Hold on.
Alright, well this has gone downhill. No, I heard that note. I heard that note.
Quick, cut it.
Oh wait,
Anyway.
Yes,
So now there's
good
just
idea.
me now it's just me and you.
I like this idea.
I literally
Wanna
didn't
have
do
sex.
anything.
Oh shit, he's not supposed to be here. Anyway. So no, go away, I'm trying to have sex.
Okay, this is the
Alright,
new thing.
anyway.
I'll
Alright,
show it to you in a minute.
that's all we have for you
This episode.
for this episode of the Professionally Irrelevant podcast. Next time, if the next time isn't in 2 years, hopefully it should be next week or the week after.
Probably.
We will
considering
be
I'm not
doing
anything.
stories about camp, about our
Got
school
nothing better to do.
camps.
Oh, there's some ripe ones there.
Which
I'll tell
we
you
got
that
some
much.
ripe one, like riper than the stories we just told you. They are some absolute bangers. So stay tuned
Tune
for
in
that.
next time.
Oscar, shut up. And we'll see you guys later. Ta-ta now.
Bye.
Later.